And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through the NBA lobbies and see who is doing well. That would not be the MB Habes account. The MB Habes account is not even remotely in the same stratosphere as the leaders in the NBA contest. And we'll talk about that, I guess, a little bit. But I'd like to see who's actually winning, because that would be quite the accomplishment, considering the results that I've seen on the slate. We're also going to take a look at the NHL. That's the only thing that's doing moderately decently. We got a couple of late night hammers going. We have Colorado against Anaheim. We have Seattle and Edmonton. We're cashing in the bigger buy-in there, so we're gonna keep an eye on that one. And then we're also going to do a PGA Live lineup build, and I have to say that I have something for you guys. It doesn't happen too often, but I'm trying to keep myself off of it. But there's a play that has it looks really, really good on my sheets and is also low owned, and that does not happen all too often. So I'm gonna throw it out there and just let you know what I'm doing. And obviously it's probably something wrong, but we'll just see. And then we're gonna build some SaberSim lineups as well. It was for those of you guys didn't notice, I mean, like 75% of the country had the inability to access SaberSim tonight. It was from a lot of people had to unregister from the tournaments and things like that. And for me to even get these, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Nagushkin, right? Pretty good, huh? Pretty good. And I'll tell you this: if you followed my early video today, which I kind of got off it, I think you'd be getting all the cheese. I'm pretty sure if we go back to it, that I had Konecki and those Philly guys, and that would have been, I'm afraid to look and see how much money that would have made. I'm not watching me do anything really. We're just going to go over the lobbies, and then we're going to do the PGA lineup build. NBA, I'll share my screen. The NBA was a train wreck, but let's take a look. Entire screen. This. Let's pull up. I guess we'll pull up the big buy-in. Then we'll do the lottery. The big buy-in here. Check out this score. This is like a tremendous exhibition of low scoring. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. Look at it. You like this lineup? This is pretty cool, huh? How do you like that? Is that good? Is this rate to be competitive? I don't know, man. I still got two guys left. So if Skylar Mays and Evan Mobley get like 100 points each, I might be in contention. Luka was off to a really good start. Then they just, I guess, shut him down or something. I don't even know what they did with him. But he ended up with only 51. That was after getting, I think, 29 in the first quarter, something like that. Then the Josh Green at flat 4K at 37% ownership, just crisp 8 points in fine style. The Hauser getting the start at 4,400, a crisp 1650. So it was not good. So let's take a look and see who is doing well. I mean, who's got a score here? Well, I'm pretty sure the Whistles Go Woo is going to win, regardless of what he has. We'll take a look. So DeColts has the lead here with 300, and this is what the winning looks like now. It's got Green. Oh, this was the thing. It was Lillard. That's who you had to have.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's up? So I'm just looking at what's required to win on a slate like this. I guess you had to have Lillard. And oh, look at this. We had a D Lively at 36 fantasy points, something like that. And then Randall. I don't know if I showed you, but this was my beauty. This is a tremendous performance here. 186 points. And if I really smash in the second half, I could get up to 200. So we'll.
Oh man, that's rough.
So we'll see. We'll see.
I got a lot of that same stuff.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes with that. Who is it? Who? Oh, so we did have a. Who got the goal there, dude? Who are we looking at? Hold on. Who was I talking to? So Stoner, who got this goal here? Oh, then nobody got the goal. Okay. So that's like the closest thing we have to a sweat here. So I'm just looking at this. So obviously Lillard had to win. So I imagine that regardless of who the whistles go woo here is, he's the favorite. Yeah. So he's got 52 left. I don't know. McGee doesn't have to do much, but he only needs to get about 20 fantasy points out of Mobley in the second half. Should be good. Let's see who else is here. No one even has 51 minutes left. Get off me. He's got Fox and Strus, so he's got a shot. Yeah, you somehow you just had to have not had Luka for openers, and been happy with when he scored 29 points in the first quarter. You just knew that he wasn't going to score anymore somehow. Petty theft. He is not well. He's got Mitchell in the second half, so he can do something. 0.3% owned Cam Reddish, and then it does not look as though anybody else is really in contention. Let me pull up the lottery and see what's on the top of that leaderboard. All right, so here you can get you get 337. What do you need here? So obviously Lillard, Randall. I saw you played Brook Lopez in your one of your 555s or 888s, Bobby. That was a good play.
Yeah, I played him in my FanDuel, most of my FanDuel ones too.
Nice. And then some people came up with this. I couldn't find the. Why did we not play Beasley starting at 2%?
Yeah, that's a good question. He's always starting. Like he's always starting. Right. He never plays the minutes. They spread him out. They started the other rookie. It is interesting that for that extra 1,300, it's weird how perception changes things. And like even myself, I was 2 on the rookie at the 3K, and instead of just playing the guy who at least can shoot himself into a game anytime, and he did that early on and didn't stop.
Yeah, I had that the aforementioned rookie myself. The A. Jackson, is that who it was?
Andre Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, not exactly take advantage of his opportunity there.
No, feast or famine with those guys, it feels like. I was way overweight. I ended up with so much Patrick Williams because I was like waiting in case something else happened. And also like I was sort of fine with it and they were giving him more run lately. But I couldn't get there on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I'm going to probably make money, but nothing quite at the sweat.
Yeah, not me. I'm not making anywhere in NBA. How come Mr. whoever else is sweating his hockey that Colorado's got 4 goals and I got 2 freaking snowflakes out of the top 2 guys? That's the way it goes sometimes. Yeah, I had one lineup in one of the FanDuel ones that I guess could threaten to make the money, but I don't even think so. Let's take a look at the hang time over there. Played 5 of them too in that.
Apparently Kane scored a goal, he's saying. Do you have Kane?
Kane? No. But we have there it is. Yeah, so boy, you called it like 2 seconds before I saw it. That's pretty funny. So in the FanDuel, I guess Kefalik, he's a good player. He'll probably win. He's got 369 with who left? Doesn't matter. With LeVert left. Jesus. That looks like it's kind of wrapped up.
No, somebody else I think is going to get that.
I think so. B. Benoli has LeVert as well, so he's got him covered. Iggy Dash has LeBron. Okay. All right. LeBron with a nice game so far, huh?
He's on fire. They started off down like 25 in the first quarter, and something has to happen. When that happens, and you have superstars, they're usually going to kick into gear. It's a lot about game flow these days, this time of the season, and which rookies are getting the chance and take advantage, and which guys, put up one fantasy point.
That's true. But that was really weird how the whole like kind of slate fell apart,
Yeah. I'm going to finish near the top of like the 100 single entry on DraftKings too.
Which one?
The 100 single entry. It just had the least snowflakes. I would have, if I had a Chicago, that game looked like it was about to be in overtime for a minute. And then that would have been nice, but nothing that's too exciting for me.
Well, that's better than that. So which one? The single entry, the Showtime?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that. Let's see. Where are you? What place now?
I'm in 41st, but I'm probably going to end up in the top 5. I don't know if I.
You got 48 here. You got Mobley and LeVert. Okay. So even if they just do what they did in the first half, that's like over 300.
Yeah, what I really needed was that Bulls overtime to get both Williams and Levine, but I know I can't win anything tonight. That was just my best chance there.
Yeah.
On DraftKings. On FanDuel, they're much better lineups, but they really don't have a chance to win. Like 340s.
How much did I know that what's his name was off to a really hot start. Hardaway had like 28 fantasy points in the first half.
Yeah, he had a good game. I didn't notice him on like the winning lineups, but I think that he was on like the early leading one. So I'm guessing he kind of fizzled out a little bit.
Yeah, he only ended up with 43.
That's pretty good.
I know, but yeah, he did.
Yeah, it wasn't like he ended up with like 70 or something crazy.
Right. Yeah, well, it was a weird game from Luka. I don't know what happened. He had 29 in the first quarter. Then I saw like he sat out the last 5 minutes of the second quarter, and I guess the game was over. And he didn't come in again. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, they were up by too much.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this 13-point thing was an illusion. They were like up by more.
It was like a lot of the game. It was 20 plus.
We should just bet Dallas over like every game until further notice. I mean,
what's crazy? They barely cleared the over. I don't even know if they cleared the over.
I think it was only 243.
Okay, yeah, but still, they only cleared by 4 points. Like.
Yeah.
This is like what I mean. Like it's getting to a point where the numbers are getting like, okay, if you get to 250 overs, that starts to be a tough, and that's what I'm running into with the Pacers. But like, you kind of always have to bet the Pacers over. By the way, shout out to you for last week. I played 2 lineups in golf that we built on the show that both cashed, one pretty deep, like in the top 200 of the millionaire thing or whatever. And they were both 6 of 6s, and it was good stuff.
Yeah, I ended up cashing in the Snowman actually.
Beautiful.
I just kind of, you know what? Nothing was no golfer was really that great, but they just kind of hung around and all made the cut, and just kind of creeped. You know what I mean? and when they all make the cut, they all creep, and eventually you overtake the guys that only had 180 going to the left. You know what I mean? Or whatever. So got there. But I got something for you guys today. And I got something for you, Bobby, because I know you're going to love this play.
Well, cool, because I haven't entered anything with golf, and I'm going to enter now.
Yeah, and I got one good play, and I got another one, which is like it's like if you just like literally just looked at the salaries, you would say, "Oh my God, I have to play this guy," right? As a matter of fact, let's have some fun. Let me just put the salaries up. I'm not going to cheat by ranking them in any way. So I'm just going to list them by salaries. Do you see? Do I have the whole screen shared?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to tell you even what. I'll tell you this. It's somewhere above 7,400 because that's what my sheet looks like here. I just want to see if now you have literally 36 choices. You know what I mean? So the chance that you get it right is very, very small. But I have a feeling that you are not going to take too many guesses to come up with who I think you are going to want to play, because I think it's just like I just think it's like it's extremely good play.
Wait, so but what's the criteria though?
No criteria. I'm just saying. Well, I'm only because the sheet that I'm showing right now has only down to like 7,400 range, so it can't be below 7,400. I'm just listening by salary, so I just want you to just look at the player name and the salary, and then you just tell me who you think is a good play. I promise you, I'll promise you, I would find it impossible to believe that this one player would not be a priority for you.
See, I know you're thinking of someone different because the first person who stands out to me is Ben Griffin.
Okay.
The other, like I always like to play Eric Cole, but I'm trying to figure out what you're thinking here. I really can't.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to tell you first. I'm going to tell you who I am really, really high on. And again, it's just my process. The way golf works, I'm telling you, it's just so difficult to find a guy that rates well, that projects to be low owned. But I got one for you today. So I have Chris Kirk, who's listed as like the third best play for me, and I have him listed at 8% ownership, and it's literally across all the sites have him at like 8%. So it's not like, somehow it's getting skewed some way. So I don't know exactly what the deal is, but I really, really like him, and I like Spawn also. But dude, I am going to be playing. I would say you're a man, whatever. This is not like the toughest field in the world, and we're gonna play the freaking Akshay at 8,100.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I didn't think that he was. I think he's a real thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like on a weak field, I wouldn't have been surprised if he were like 10K.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I really like that.
Yeah.
So you play like Kirk and you play Boccia, and then you have the same situation where you have with this dude all the time. Like Russell Henley, when the models like him, they just freaking pound away at his ownership. You know what I mean? Like he looks like the best play, but they're putting him like 25%, and I've just seen this so many times.
Like
I don't know, man. I just don't know. I might, and the Aberg, I mean, he's 25%. I mean, that's I almost would rather pay up for the Aberg than Henley, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm going to play Spawn. I'm going to play Kirk. I'm going to play Akshay. And they're going to be three dudes in my big buy-in. I probably will end up playing Henley just because I have low-owned guys in my other spots.
But those guys are probably going to be owned some, no?
Well, you would think, right?
I've been looking at the projected ownership, and it looks something's wrong with it though, because it's $200 off on everyone's price.
Because what?
On SaberSim, but it's a funny thing.
What's the salaries are wrong? You're saying?
Yeah, like Carson Young, it says it's 6,900, but he's 7,100.
Well, that's interesting. So I got to go check that.
I'm just double checking that. I'm not sure it's true for everyone, but he's one.
That could definitely be something.
Ben Griffin, they have at 7,500. He's 7,600 on DraftKings. Oh no! You know what? I'm so sorry, Sheets. I'm so sorry. You know what it is? What? I ended up entering accidentally a round one tournament.
Okay.
So sorry, man. I'm really, really sorry about that. I'm very, very sorry.
So yeah. So that's where I'm flying with this. And then you got the Shank at 7% ownership. Like you said, something's not whatever, but Alex Noren, I don't even have him as like almost playable, and he's like 12%. So I'm gonna rely on my stuff here. I'll play like Steven Yeager at 9%. So I'm gonna that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably, of these two top guys, I'll just probably play Henley, I guess, instead of Aberg, but probably play one of them. I'll play Kirk. I'll play Akshay, and these 7,400 guys. Shank looks good. Gim looks good. But let me run for everybody here, and I can now run they fixed their issue. They had telling you like 85% of all. You should have seen what was going on at SaberSim. Like 85% of like the country could not access SaberSim. You had to literally be in either California or like Seattle to be able to get to SaberSim.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't let you say it because I was trying to say, but I've got mine and I'll share it. But I was trying to lead into it, and I just should have just said it right away. And that's
but it's not even a question of sharing it because people couldn't build lineups.
No, I understand, but I wanted to do the best I could for what was available. Right. And we actually had a good show. We had a bunch of people in the room, and
Yeah, I couldn't do the sheets until I got everything up and running, so I had to go.
100%, I understand. Yeah.
Okay, so let me see what I would get from Saber. I'm pretty sure that I would get the same types of guys because if in fact I like guys that are not going to be highly owned anyway, I mean, I'm gonna be very surprised if I don't.
What would you set your see? So I was going to ask you this question because I think it's really interesting for golf. Like, what would you at the Masters, for example? Like, I'm not going to like deviate in any reasonable size tournaments outside of like 1,000 or two, probably. But like in a tournament like this, like you could make an argument for leaving like 3,000 on the table in some lineups.
Well, I wouldn't do it on purpose, but if I got there, it wouldn't bother me, you know?
Yeah, so that's sort of what I meant. Like, are your exposures the same? Because I do feel like for sort of the wild cardy tournaments where there aren't the dominant players at the top, it's kind of interesting the idea of like just leaving money on the table as a concept and almost like maybe making your maximum like 49.6 or something.
Well, yeah. Like for example, who's to say? And I think about this a lot, and about not conspiracy theories or whatever it is, but if you, I suggested this a couple of months ago, like Boccia has been like 10K in these bad fields. Okay, if they made him 10K, I think that they would make his projection higher. You know what I mean? Like I really do. I think that even the projection models get swayed sometimes.
I agree with you 100%. I actually don't think that's even like hidden. I agree.
They're like, oh, Boccia's 8,100. We can't make him look too good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I gotta kind of withhold myself. I'm going on with those two dudes tomorrow, and
oh, nice, man. That should be good.
It's really funny. I don't know if you caught any of this. So the guy that put the thumbnail together, put a picture of me, whatever. But apparently the guy that does the media didn't know who I was because he put a picture of the guy I interviewed yesterday. And so she's like, I guess he just pulled up and he saw whatever, and he spelled my name wrong and the whole thing and whatever it is. I'm like, dude, I mean, come on. I mean, maybe I'm not so famous in DFS, but you can get my image right or my picture or something, right? And those guys came in like, that's all right. That was some dude to that. Sorry about that. So that was fun. And so I'm going to talk about the industry and talk about, like issues I have with a lot of things. I hope I don't get.
Dude, I love your takes. I really do. I think you have really good takes on the industry. I want to watch that.
All right, so it's going to be. So it looks like Henley, Connors, Kirk. Oh, there he is. Ben Griffin. You mentioned him, right?
Yeah, I like him.
30. I'm getting naturally 30% of him.
Yeah, so I'm going to play two lineups like I did last week, and hopefully cash in them. And that means they're going to be a few tournaments. But Ben Griffin, Carson Young. Carson Young is a play I really like. Patton Kizzire is my little darling. I just think Carson Young's underrated for these types of tournaments. I think that he could easily be like 8 or 9K, and I still would probably have some interest in playing him. He has that, like, he's streaky. He's all over the place. It's exactly what I want in a golfer who's 6,900. And I just don't think there's a gap between him and these other guys. I also don't think there's a gap between Kizzire and a lot of these other guys too. But you can say that about Kevin Streelman. You can say that about Dylan Wu, another one that I like quite a bit. And I'm okay to eat a little bit of chalk because I'm going to be playing combinations of guys sub 5% owned in the two lineups.
Meanwhile, I missed it, but Seattle tied it to go to overtime, and then Edmonton just beat them in overtime. So,
oh no,
lost that. Oh my God, the Shishuskin guy. Oh my God, I'm sure the guy's going crazy in the freaking Discord here. Let me see. Yep, another Kane goal, overtime. Oh, and there's and another Shishuskin goal. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Yep, that is true. So I'm gonna cash over there. But wow, that was a exciting finish I missed over there.
Jeez.
Anyway, so let me see. I'm definitely going to force in a little more of the Akshay than I'm getting as far as my projections go. Like right now, I'm not getting too much, but I'm just kind of, like you say, I'm just not really a believer in some of these numbers. So we'll give him. I'm going to bump him to 25%. I'm just really feeling that. Oh, this is not even letting me get 25%. Well, you know what? This is America. and I can get whoever you want. Connors is a weird play, man. He's off of like 4 months.
I know, but he's just a really good golfer. Like at normal golf courses that aren't like specifically made for driving, he's just always good. But I hear you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true for a lot of these guys, by the way. I mean, well, not a lot, but some of them. The top guys. I mean, Cameron Young's only played one time.
Right,
so I have 2 lineups, and you can tell me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'm staying consistent. Carson Young is in both of them.
Nope. Okay.
One in the $88 here. So, my 88. So I've got Carson Young, Corey Connors, Bhatia, Ben Griffin, Cameron Young, both Youngs, and Kazire. And my other one is Aberg, Siwoo Kim, Adam Svensson, Matthias Schmidt, Dylan Wu, and again Carson Young.
Yeah, with the exception of not having Kirk, I give full approval.
Oh my God, and Kirk was my guy. Shoot. That was the one I wanted to add to the 88 one. Shoot. That's fine because I wasn't totally sold on my I like Schmidt and I like Svensson.
Yeah, Schmidt was really good to me last week.
Oh yeah, me too. The only in the 2 lineups I played, he was one of my guys. He was one of my 2 in all.
Yeah, so what happened here? The little bump.
And he was pretty low owned, right? Like he wasn't like as high owned as I thought he would be. He was like owned, but
yeah.
It wasn't like crazy. Yeah, I like the Kirk idea. That's the right idea, I think. Oh my God, dude. I really think like if I scripted like a 50% of the builds have Kirk on SaberSim, like why not just go 100? Maybe if I could do that little lottery thing anymore, if I was allowed to play those small stakes, I would do it every week. I would love it, you know? And it would probably help me become better.
Yep. Let me just take one more look at a couple of things I want to just double check on, and then I want to look at take a quick look at the slate for tomorrow.
What about Harris English? Did you have any thoughts about him this week?
Yeah, I didn't get to him. I know what's his name didn't mind him. Rick didn't mind him, and he actually had a lot of guys that you mentioned that he really liked. This Schmidt and the Svensson. You said Svensson, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm
like
taking
Svensson as well.
I'm now playing 3 lineups. And you like the Jaeger too, yeah.
Jaeger's not bad.
Yeah. Did you end up with any Dylan Wu?
Let me see what I did.
These Woos, I feel like they always give you a shot.
Yeah, it's like it's not sure which Wu you're gonna like though.
But the funny part is like I like Justin Suh. Like to speak of other guys at the top.
I didn't get too much of the Wu this time.
But what? But like no. But my only question about the Dylan Wu, and I understand Brandon Wu's supposedly better, whatever. But
I have them the same. I mean,
they're basically like the same, and they always. I don't know. For me, they always hit. Maybe they're just 2 of those guys, you know.
You know, this dude Kafalik really looked like he's in good shape in this 100K here. I mean, he's like kind of a lock. He's got Levert, and he needs 4 points, and like no one's behind him. Oh wait, no, okay. So this one's he's got 45.
Somebody's got to have a Sabonis lineup out there, right?
Let me see.
He had like 50 at halftime.
Oh really? So this guy's got Mobley and Herter. Okay. Oh, so you're saying that Sabonis Linus would be the ones that
Well, I was just thinking like
I don't know because like Lopez was such a great play over there.
Yeah.
And no one's got multiple. I mean, I'm trying to see if there's anybody's got okay, so this guy's freaking McLovin. You know what? F you and your 67 PMRs here. Let's see.
He's a very nice person.
I'm sure he is. This guy's got, oh my God, he's got D'Angelo Russell and Levert and Mobley. And look at this lineup. This is what you need to do, man. You got Randall and Brook Lopez and Drew and Lillard and Hardaway. If this guy doesn't win, I mean, he should like retire. I mean, how do you not win with this?
I don't think that he's even looking at it because he's probably got $500,000 in cash games.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure.
It is hilarious to me, these high stakes cash games where they just take a and like the same thing cannot be right to leave. This is an interesting other thought I was thinking about. Like,
wait a minute.
You should have
Colorado's like piling it on here. This guy he's got 7 goals now. Any chance that any of my guys are scoring these? It's like ridiculous. It's like no. It's like every Curvatana. I mean, this is like almost unheard of. It's the equivalent of I don't know. It's the equivalent of like the Raiders putting up 7 touchdowns and none of them being Adams or Josh Jacobs, pretty much.
That's pretty telling.
Yeah.
What if that's a premonition to this weekend that Michael Mayer is going to have 5 touchdowns?
There it is. That. Big save. This one's kind of live. A few more minutes left. Maybe. 178 left. I just need to get. Yeah, this Nikushkin. Oh, what's his name? Had a assist. Makar had an assist. Kuzmenko. Colorado really laid it on him. Yeah, so McLovin is probably going to win this thing. So what were you saying about the cash game stuff?
It's just like if you're going to play, like you're playing hundreds of people, whatever. I understand that, and you leave basically your same lineup against those people. But if you have people playing you for if you have 4 people playing you for $25,000 each, if you're these guys, and they're all different people, shouldn't you play your cash game based on what they're going to do rather than what you think is the best cash game lineup to some extent?
Well, from what I hear, again, I don't really know too much about it, but that's exactly sort of what they do. I think they know each other's styles, and then they try to like outgame each other and stuff like that.
When we used to have they used to have in DFS this thing called King of the Hill for baseball, and you couldn't like buy your way into it. You could only win it, and every day you won $10,000 heads up. You played heads up against somebody, and it was bizarre how often the same names would pop up because you could only enter this tournament like 3 times. 3 times to enter just to get a chance, and that's like still beating hundreds of people or whatever. So I won it. I won it. Won 1, lost 1, then won it again, and then won 9 in a row. But I think it was, what's the guy's draft cheat? I faced him 5 times, which is bizarre because, again, he couldn't like max enter. This is not like a thing where he had it just was crazy. But whenever I played him, he did the same thing every time. And he full stacked on 14 game slates. And I just think that's a terrible strategy for cash games in a sport like baseball. Because if you just literally picked out the most likely home runs, you're probably better off than that, Right. Because you're just relying on that one thing. Whereas in tournaments, that's the exact thing you should be doing, obviously. Anyway, I just think it's interesting. Like, would you spread out or would you change your cash game lineups if you're playing those stakes against 4 different people? I was trying to figure it out myself, and I don't know the answer.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, oh, wait. Oh, my God. Do I have a sweat here? Oh, my God. Another goal for Colorado. They have 8 now. They're going a little bananas here.
What are the scores like in hockey? Because when I used to pay attention to hockey,
if you get more than 4 goals, it's really smashing. 8 goals is like unheard of here.
It's like 30 points in the NFL or something. I mean,
8 goals like 40 points in the NFL.
No. Yeah, I meant 4 goals would be like 30-ish points.
Yeah, usually the top implied goal total on the slate is about 4. Like 4.
Okay, so roughly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they went freaking. And they went off 8-2. And they were 8-2, and their top player didn't score, which is. So Kane had a hat trick. Oh, I see what happened. Okay.
So do you get a bonus for that?
Yeah. Yep, you get a hat trick bonus, and everything correlates because, like, every time you shoot, like, you get a shot on goal, and it's kind of like a hit in baseball. And then if you get the goal, that counts. And there's also a 5+ shots on goal bonus, and then a 3+ points bonus. Like, it's like, and that's what happened. It's kind of cool because as the game is like in the third period, all these points like pile up because everybody starts hitting their bonuses, kind of like in the NFL, sort of.
Mhm.
But it's even kind of more pronounced because there's just so many bonuses. But yeah, same freaking guys. I mean, this Fire Dog, he goes 150 max in hockey, 150 max in basketball, whatever. Oh, so who's this new guy who's been freaking all over the place? This Sully Go Chill, I think his name is. I just happen to have noticed he's been like,
not familiar.
yeah, he's I guess a new dude or something, or a new account from somebody got banned. I don't know, but he's playing 150 and everything. He's kind of near the top of stuff. He's on the leaderboard and stuff. So
Holy, Kevin Herter just is going nuts.
Oh, Herter's going nuts
at 0.7% ownership. Nobody.
There was some guy who has said
De'Aaron Fox coming back, it turns out, only means everyone else on the team, I guess playing the Lakers, everyone else on the team gets to score fantasy points. I was shocked, though, because I was watching the beginning of that game, and I actually thought if you were an alien watching this first half of this game, you would have thought, and I told you that there are 2 of the 10 best players of all time on the court. They would have immediately identified Domantas Sabonis as one of them. And then they would have probably had to make a choice between Malik Monk, De'Aaron Fox, and LeBron. Like, Anthony Davis would never have been in consideration because he looked like he has these games every now and then where a guy just like beats the hell out of him. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, this is like your thing. How do you just let someone just like do exactly what you know they're going to do over and over and over again to you? Sorry.
Oh, this guy, by the way, forget the Kafalik. This guy the guy with the Herter just exploded in the hang time here. Look at imagine, isn't it be nice to have like a 2-point lead and 18 more minutes?
Sheets, to answer that question, no, it's not nice to have that. Oh. Because those are the worst stories you get to tell. Those are only the worst. There's no good. I've had so many congratulations, even in recent times, from friends. So many
things. LeBron anyway. Yeah, it's just it's not clear anyway.
It's never clear, man.
It's not clear. It's Mobley and Herter versus LeBron.
Right.
LeBron can outscore both of them.
Yeah. I was very lucky. My first 2 6-figure wins came in the same week, and I won the tournament with one entry at the time because like it was like that was a big deal for me, But I did it with literally like a 30-point lead, and I had to fade a guy hitting 2 home runs after the 7th inning, and a 50-point lead where I had to fade 2 guys hitting 2 home runs each after the like 6th inning or something. So it was like the easiest sailing, but it's never been that easy again. Never. Joanne says she's got 122 in hockey with 122.3 with time left.
She does.
What's a good score in hockey right now?
Well, having the time left is big. It depends what tournament she's in, but I mean, you need like 180 to win this thing.
To win the crazy ones, yeah. Maybe a single entry though, you could still have some sort of hope for crashing somewhere. Like
this guy's got 156 with 94 minutes left. Yeah, I'll root though. I'm not going to probably hang around for the rest of this. It's another full hour for this Islander game. Let me just take one more look at the NBA, see who's doing well in that, and then we'll kind of call this because I do want to get to sleep eventually. Boy, is this a sweat, this hockey? No, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's a sweat. I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, 13th and something. But there are guys with a lot of juice here. Let me just pull up the NBA DraftKings for a sec, and let's see what the 888 looks like. see who's able to hold on there. All right, the Colts is still up there. So it's Petty Theft and the Whistles Go Woo, 36 minutes each. They're definitely going to catch the first guy. One guy's got Mobley and McGee. It's a hell of a play, man, to play McGee in this thing. I don't know. Then Petty Theft has Reddish.
If you're playing max entries, though, you can do like okay. So my 12th favorite entry or 11th favorite entry, I played Podol with Lopez. You know,
Okay,
which was a great pairing. Podol was 1% owned. You know, but so you can get to that, but it just depends on your number of lineups. You know.
Oh, here's the dude. Listen, I just called him out. The Sully Brochell. There he is. Here's that guy I mentioned. This new guy, whatever. Danilo Gallinari? He wouldn't be. I don't think he would have been in my pool. Get off me. Fox was a good play. That was a good play.
Yeah. But it turns out that Sacramento, the answer was just Sacramento. Let's just play everyone from Sacramento and you're in good shape.
Oh, but here's another thing. Like if I told, I mean, again, and you said this earlier, you're going to find people that you're going to say, oh my God, how is this guy so low owned? Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So you telling me that like Giannis gets ruled out and Lillard is 7% owned, you know?
And on FanDuel, he's 50% owned because of the $900 price gap, which is funny because he's a better player on DraftKings. So the gap doesn't actually even matter.
Right.
And yet still I fell for it. I did the same thing, you know?
Right.
This is the thing. These are the things I get mad about. It's not even always about the winning and losing. It's like, it's about, it is about the process. And like, I shouldn't have been on Robert. I should have probably been, even though I don't think he ended up with a great game, but it was hilarious when Robert Covington had literally had the first 10 fantasy points of that game tonight.
Oh, did he really?
But he was 4,600. They moved him to 46 and 4,800. So he was nobody even thought about him. I was like, oh, this is the perfect troll game. You know what I mean? And by the way, Bogdanovich, who was 73% owned in all the high buy-ins, and now that Trae Young is back, he's the highest scoring player in that game with 45 fantasy points.
Are you serious? Is that what happened?
Yes, this is what happens. And it's frustrating, but like I'm telling you, there is like this, it has nothing to do with DFS and why they're doing it. It's just like the offense gets run through them for a game. They don't have a good night shooting, so it sort of goes back to DeJounte. And then when they're back to their normal flow, the guy feels more comfortable to run the offense. It's a really like strange thing. Anyway, I don't know how to measure it, but I thought it was interesting.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here, dude. I'll put my golf stuff in, and I will. We got. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just take a quick look at the schedule for tomorrow. There's no MLB at noon. Don't worry about that. Only a 2-game NBA.
I think no recording tomorrow morning. Let's just go live and do it.
Yeah, sounds good to me because I got that other thing at 1:30 anyway. So I'm gonna do the MMA thing and probably myself at noon, and then I'll do the 1:30 with the Lowell's people, and then.
Oh, dude, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Is it going to be live or do you have to?
Yeah, it's live.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna jump in and watch it.
And then then the 7:30 is just a 2-gamer, and then so we'll just go on at like 7 o'clock or something, bang that out, and then talk about the showdown.
I think it sounds perfect.
Which is a good football game, is what it is. It's Cincinnati, Baltimore. Okay.
Cincinnati, Baltimore. We have a great game on a Thursday. It's literally, oh my God! I maintain the Ravens are the best team in football. They will win the Super Bowl, and yet I probably am going to end up betting money on Cleveland.
Higgins is out.
Yep.
And then there's going to be Boyd. There's going to be Trent Irvin. Sorry. Alongside of Chase. And then because it's showdown, there's people are going to be speculating on the Drew Sample at 400. What's Stanley Morgan Jr.? No, I don't think so. All right. I will see you tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.